Hello, DJ Techtools. We are Stavroz. We're going to guide you through how we play live. As you can tell, we're four, so all of us will give a kind of short explanation about what our little setup is and how all of it works together. You're with us now in Tolga Islam in Amsterdam. Let's get into it. I'm here on my left side at least. I have mostly electronic stuff. I have my trumpet right here. As you can tell, I have a little MacBook Pro that is running Ableton Live 11, and this has the entire backbone of the live show. So as I scroll down, you see all separate channels that basically have all the separate information. For example, here you can tell kick drum is the left channel, bass whenever it's required, clap, percussion. These are all regions and audio files that I basically trigger whenever I please. On top of that, there are also some software instruments, like an electric piano, like a Rhodes, like a sampler, like different types of things. They are all here in the group of MIDI. And I just arm them however I please, and then I can play them however I like as well. So if I arm the Rhodes, basically everything is triggered by this keyboard right here, and I can go through my instruments depending on what song requires which instrument. So for example, now we have a synthesizer as well, and several parameters of the synthesizer are triggered or are controlled by my MIDI twister, like for example cutoff, arpeggiators, that's how it works. If I want to navigate through the different songs and the different loops that I will be triggering throughout the entire live performance, the live performance takes around 1 hour and a half, I use this Novation Launchpad Mini, and I intentionally choose the mini one because it's mini, it's tiny, it's easy to travel with, it does what it has to do, and it has no extras that I wouldn't use anyway. So it does the trick, and I can simply navigate down, and basically Ableton follows, and I can trigger the entire songs. That's how that works. I can also add separate tracks or choose whichever single region I can trigger. So for example, if I only want a clap, and with this one, I start to use the Chaos Pad as well, which is kind of an old device, but it's one of the few devices that does what I want it to do. And that is create some effects that are hard to copy in a software way. So one of the favorite effects on this one is a delay. There you go. That's the favorite one I will use, and it's kind of very intuitive because I just play around with my finger on this touchpad, and it does peculiar things depending on where I move. This is the general idea of what I do with a laptop. The only other thing that there is I also trigger a click, which then gets sent to Stavroz right there on the other side in the mixing board, and he then sends it to everybody's in-ears. So we all have our in-ears, and we hear a dedicated mix that is different for every musician on stage. And in that mix of the several instruments, there is also a click. So whenever there is no music coming, everyone will still have an idea of what the tempo is and be able to start playing exactly at the right time. There we go. That's the click right there. No one in the audience hears that, but we do. And that is basically just guiding us and keeping us in check and keeping us in the tempo. Other than that, there is also the link button in Ableton. We link with a Ethernet cable, goes all the way to Stavroz right there. And if we want to also connect to Maxim, who has also his laptop and his sound card, which is a Motu ultralight MK3, which all of us use because it's, once again, small. We like to be flexible. We like to be compact. We fly a lot. We travel a lot. So we want to be just, make it as easy as possible on us and on every venue where we go. The last little part of my little spot here on stage is the trumpet or the cornet, basically a shorter version than a trumpet. Sounds a little bit warmer with a clip-on microphone that also just basically goes like all the other sound signals here straight to Stavroz. There we go.
Hello, I'm Peter and I play the bass, the saxophone, and I sing. For the bass, I really like this short scale Fender Mustang because it sounds really nice. It's a little bit shorter and I like it. I just use, next to a standard tuner, a little distortion pedal to give it an extra punch and make it a little bit more dirtier. Then for the saxophone, I have this special microphone. It sounds really, really nice. It's called Inframic. Normally with the saxophone, you would have a microphone here, but then you have a lot of bleed because it receives a lot of ambient noises, and that's not so nice. With this mic, it's here under the mouthpiece. It's custom made, and because of that, I don't have any bleed, so I can throw it through any effect pedal I want. Then for the microphone, there is an opto gate, Audix OM5, and when I'm like 20 centimeters from it, it activates. When I'm more far away from it, it doesn't receive any signal, so there is no bleed also.
Hi, I'm Max. I'm a guitarist, so obviously play my guitar. This is my baby. I have it already for, I think, 15 years. Gibson ES 339. This is my favorite one. I don't use it often, but here in Amsterdam, it was a special occasion, so I brought it with me. Not so much at all, because I just use some pedals. Basic bus tuner, as well as Peter, an overdrive, blues driver, which is not so special. And then my two delays. This is one a bit special. This is from Hologram Microcosm. which gives also a bit of the delays, also pitch. This is nice, right? My all-time favorite, I also have this one already for 10 years or something. This is a Moogervogel delay, which I use obviously for delays, but you can also put some LFO on it. Fast or slow, doesn't matter. So what's fun, I can also use it to sometimes build up when in our music there's a lot of build-ups of course. And then I can go with the guys. This is easy. Everything goes right into my audio interface, which is connected to my laptop, and I have some guitar rig as well to manipulate the sound a bit. This is not so special, a bit of reverb, but that's about it.
Hello, I'm Ezrand, and today I'm gonna explain the setup of Stavroz live performance. So here on this side we have first of all the mixing desk, the Midas M32. The M32, I use it as an audio interface, but also as a live input soundboard. Basically all the live inputs that you saw previously, like the bass, the guitar, the vocals, the beats are coming back in the board. So I have the separate channels. For example, these two channels are the beats. Everything is coming back in the desk. The guitar has a separate channel, so I have separate EQ for each individual instrument. What I do on the board is like I deliver to the front of house a left-right mix. Every musician receive in-ear mix. In-ear mix is like a separate mix. Like for example, for Peter, like he's playing bass and he's playing vocals and saxophone, he will ask these instruments much louder than other instruments. For example, if I go to Peter's channel, you can see the mix on the board of his in-ears right now. So this is the first step. Basically, the Midas is the heart of the system. Everything is connected to my Ableton as well. So for example, if I arm a track on my Ableton, it will come back on these two channels. Like it's communicated over USB 2.0. If I want, I can send whatever is coming from the live inputs, I can send to my computer, and I can send everything from my computer to the board. The board is going out to IMC. IMC is a device custom made by Martin Stimming. It's basically a compressor, exciter limiter. What it helps especially when you play after like a DJ that is playing a lot of master tracks. It helps to control the volume and to have like more punchy kicks, and it distorts the high a little bit more. The mix altogether is nice compressed, is nice limit, and like with the exciter, with the drive on, like on a little bit on, it's like perfect. This is going to the PA, as I explained before. I also have a drum computer running in sync. It's synced over Ethernet with Gert's computer. If Gert is changing the volume of the drum computer is changing as well. So maybe we can, the tempo of the drum computer is changing as well instead of the volume. Like right now. So Gert is basically controlling the tempo of the whole live set. As you can see. Thank you. I also have like some extra noises and hi-hats running from the computer into the board to give drops more impact. So basically this is my setup. I hope you enjoyed watching to see us play, and maybe one day you can see us performing on a real stage. Thank you so much.